Hey all you folks out there, it's Ted and you're watching TedTv. Welcome back. I decided to take the summer off and just, relax, clear my head, and I wanted to take time off during the summer and just, I wanted to see how some things were going to play out. I wanted to see how Jade Helm was going to play out. I wanted to see how the end of the Shemitah 7x7 year cycle was going to play out. But that ended September 13th, and we haven't seen any catastrophic events since September 13th, since the end of that Shemitah cycle. So we got the fourth and final super blood moon coming up on Monday. This Monday coming up, the 28th. We could possibly see some world-shaking events that day, or even we could see some catastrophic events that day, but that remains to be seen. Anyway, I'm looking forward to this show. I got lots of information for you. I really wanted to get this out to you because I think it's really, really urgent. We're just living in total chaotic times. The world is nuts. There's so much on the agenda for September that it's ridiculous. I've never seen so many things coming together all at once in the history of our civilization. But anyway, I'll just give you a quick overview of what's going on. This stuff was mentioned in previous shows, but I'm going to mention it just for a few minutes. It's all about our system here and the Illuminati. The Illuminati, the enlightened ones, they call themselves. The special ancient bloodlines, the privileged few, the godlike men that feel that they should be able to rule the world, and that we're nothing but cattle for slaughter. But they're planning something real big for this fall. And I'm just going to go over this outline because I don't want to miss any of this important stuff. This is extremely important, I think. It's event-breaking news. Every day it seems like we're getting some more event-breaking news. And, at the very pinnacle of this Illuminati system, this world system we're in, this beast system, we have the inner circle of the Illuminati, which it's a very tight-knit circle composed of 10 super powerful, super wealthy men. 10 men. 10 men rule this whole planet. They make the policies, they guide the affairs of the planet, they make the decisions, and they discuss our agenda, the future agenda of our world. So, that's how concentrated it is. 10 men, inner circle Illuminati. Rule the world, control the whole world. And at the very pinnacle of this sinister organization, of course, is the Rothschild family. Rothschilds, they're the most powerful, the most wealthiest, the most wicked, and the most evil satanic family on planet Earth. It's mind-boggling. They own and control half of the world's entire wealth and resources. They control it through all kinds of investments, derivatives, and all the rest. But previously, I thought that I had documentation, and I have a show posted there last year. It's called the Rothschild story, the Money Prophets Rothschild. You could look at that. I think that's pretty interesting, And it was noted in some parts of that documentary, people were estimating the wealth of the Rothschilds at 500 trillion. That's the personal family wealth. That's not all. They control more than that through derivatives and investments and what have you. But the video I've been looking at lately, last week, there was a fellow that was stating that, no, that's Rothschilds. That's not the true net worth of the Rothschilds. He believes they're worth 900 trillion. Now, like 8 years later, that when I first heard about the family's wealth, so you know that's total insanity. That's like 100 trillion less than a quadrillion. I mean, God damn. I mean, this family. Okay, anyway, so much for them. They do own and control half of the world's wealth, which is totally insane. But they're insane anyway. They're Satanists, total Satanists. So we have the super concentrated wealth by them, and we have the power of influence by them and their bankers and their tightly knit organization. So I'm gonna go over this outline. So Barack Obama, which I call him as the satanic abomination. Obama, he's an abomination. He's a Satanist. He's evil. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing. He's a pathological liar. He never tells the truth about anything. So he was selected, not elected. He was selected by Evelyn Rothschild and Lynn Forrester Rothschild. Those two Rothschilds selected him to be president. And he was selected to break down, destroy, dismantle, hollow out, and just level, destroy all that is good and free in America. Destroy Christianity, he was just selected to destroy America as we know it, just totally obliterate it. He's doing a good job. He's breaking down everything. He was commissioned to destroy all freedom and free enterprise in America, destroy families, marriages, promote homosexuality. He's just a Satanist. I mean, when he was elected, the first week he was elected, he stood up on the podium and he blasphemed God. He blasphemed God. We're no longer a Christian nation, blah, 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 and all this crap. And he says, well, we're just 5 days away from fundamentally transforming the United States of America. And, we should have asked him, okay, you're going to fundamentally transform America, but what the hell does that mean? What are you going to transform it into? I don't think anybody really thought about what the hell he was going to transform it into. Well, his goal is to transform it into a communist, fascist dictatorship with God completely out of the picture and Satan running the show. Because he used to say, yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. And the crowd would shout that. And if you play that backwards, it says, serve Satan. Serve Satan. Thank you, Satan, or something. Yeah, I play it backwards. Yes, we can play it backwards. It says, thank you, Satan. Thank you, Satan. Anyways, he vowed to fundamentally change America, change the whole system. Yeah, well, we got change, all right. He's doing a good job of totally wiping out the middle class. He calls it wealth distribution. Oh, yeah, wealth distribution works for everybody. Wealth distribution. What it is wealth confiscation. Wipe out the middle class. Destroy all their assets. Take it away. And under Agenda 21, I'll get into that in a little bit. The next few programs are going to be on Agenda 21, breaking it down and to see what it actually means to you, how it affects you, Agenda 21. How is it going to affect you, your future? We're going to break it all down in the next few shows and explain Agenda 21, which is a 700-page document. Who knows what the hell's in it, but there's I can briefly outline what's in it. So we got, because, Teddy Roosevelt said that, presidents aren't elected, they're selected. And they're all selected. You can vote, go out and vote, but you're wasting your time. Your vote doesn't count. The votes will be tallied up and fraudulently altered so that they will bring in their pre-selected candidate, which they already pre-selected. They already know who they're gonna get in for president. They already know in advance, maybe a year in advance. Who knows? But your vote doesn't count. The vote tally is fraudulent. It'll be, what do you call, manipulated so that the candidate they selected always wins, and your vote doesn't mean crap. I mean, so that's the way that our presidential elections have always been like that. Well, Teddy Roosevelt said that's how they were, so that's a long time ago. We've been selecting presidents, and they're not elected by us. We have no political voice in who gets in for president. I mean, the presidential elections, as far as I'm concerned, they're a fraud. They're a charade. It's a dog and pony show. It's entertainment for the American public to make them feel good, to make them think, oh, this candidate's really going to change things, for the better. But, none of that ever happens. You know that, folks. Everything just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Doesn't matter who gets in. It's the same agenda. They're all puppets for the New World Order elite bankers. They're puppets. They're told what to do, So anyway, the Illuminati is right now, we're finally in the chaotic month of September, right? We've all heard about how chaotic September is going to be and how chaotic the rest of the year is going to be. But, we could have some pretty bad events coming up from the end of this month, after the blood moon. October, I think we're going to see a catastrophic stock market crash, bond collapse, and probably a dollar collapse too. That in itself is really bad. So, but if that doesn't, well, I'm sure we're going to see that crash, stock market crash and all that this year. But so far, I'm looking at the stock market, and I don't see, it's not as bad so far. It's not as bad as it was in September of 08. September of 08 was even worse than it is now. But, who knows? Monday, that super blood moon day, we might have a bloodbath on Wall Street this coming Monday. But anyway, what the Illuminati is planning, and Obama's working with them, neck and neck, they're planning a next false flag event. The next crisis they're planning is going to be so huge. It's going to be so huge that it's going to allow them to cancel our federal elections in November of 2016. I think there's going to be so much chaos, they're going to cancel the elections. And they're going to implement what you call a FEMA provisional government. That's an emergency government. A FEMA provisional government. Implement that. Obama will implement it. That will give him true, unlimited dictatorial powers. In other words, he would become a third term president, but not a president anymore, an actual communist, fascist dictator with unlimited powers. He could do anything he wanted. It's an emergency, crisis, huge crisis, he'll be a dictator. That's how I see it, and that's how a lot of people are now seeing it. It's going to be played out. The real shit is going to hit the fan, real shit, next year, 2016, before the elections. I don't believe there's going to be any more presidents. I think he's it. He becomes probably a dictator after this. So if he has this FEMA provisional government set up with unlimited dictatorial powers, he could, under this, they'll declare martial law, and and I think Obama is working hard to create race riots across the country. Race riots to destabilize America and actually create a civil war. He wants to create a civil war in this country. Race riots. He plans to use the 35 to 50 million illegal aliens in this country. He plans to use them for a standing army. his national civilian army. He's talked about this. You've heard it in speeches. He wants to build a national civilian army, and he wants to use the illegal aliens as part of his standing army. It's national civilian army to keep the American people in line when we have civil war, total civil unrest in this country, which we are going to have by, at the latest, we're going to have all that shit by next summer, 2016. We're going to have all that shit coming down, and by the October, by the so-called pre-elections, they're going to cancel them anyway, because there's going to be so much chaos that we don't have time for that shit. Now it's a matter of survival. Our world's falling apart, coming apart at the seams. We could have all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, I think they're going to create a crisis so huge they'll suspend the 2016 November elections. So, what's another? Also, why do you think we normalized relationships now with Cuba? We've dropped all the sanctions. We have full diplomatic relationships now with Cuba. Why do you think that is? I'll tell you why that is. And it's a speculation, but it's probably going to be true. Obama wants to utilize the Cuban National Army to come in here to be used against us in civil unrest, in total chaos, civil war. The Cuban National Army, which is only, it can be deployed within 2 hours. How far is Cuba away from Miami? It's 90 miles away. And they have a standing army of 200,000 military men. He wants to bring those in and bolster his national civilian army. Use those against us too. So, how convenient, huh? Let's finally have full diplomatic relationships with Cuba. Yeah, for probably that reason. Okay, another interesting thing I think is going on right now is the NORAD secret underground mountain facilities. Have you heard of those? They were closed for quite a while. I don't have dates. Maybe my producer, maybe my editor knows more about that. Maybe he knows when those facilities were closed. But now they've reopened them. And they've reopened them recently in preparation for a possible EMP attack. I mentioned that in a few shows back, EMP, electromagnetic pulse attack, how it would pretty much bring America to its knees. It would end all modern civilization as we know it. EMP attack. So they've opened those facilities in anticipation for a possible EMP attack. That's disturbing. But that's another, that's what they call order out of chaos. Order out of chaos. They're always creating chaos so they can offer us the solution to the chaos. And the solution always furthers their agenda to their one world government. Another interesting thing I really think is worth mentioning, Pope Francis is here now. He was in Washington speaking. He was in Philadelphia speaking. And now, September 25th to the 27th. Geez, it's September 26th right now, I think. Right in the middle of the conference. Taking place presently, right now, from 25th to the 27th of this month. It's the UN General Assembly meeting. And this meeting is officially the start of the New World Order. They're not going to, Obama's not going to get up and the Pope's not going to get up on the podium and officially announce it because, they don't want the people to panic. But this is the official start of the New World Order right now. This General Assembly of the UN World Development and Sustainability Conference. Jeez, that's the Agenda 21 post 2015, Agenda 21, the fast track to Agenda 21. In other words, Some people are calling it Agenda 21 to be put on steroids, the fast-track implementation of Agenda 21. You know, and it's, like I said before, it's in a 700-page document outlining future world changes, including climate change, world population control, you know, economics, technology changes, world pollution control, carbon emissions, you know, carbon taxes, taxation, future land use and development, etc., etc., etc. Who knows what's in this 700-page document? But it's nothing good for us. I mean, it's, you know, it's Agenda 21, the agenda for the 21st century, the new civilization, the new world order. So that's about all I have for now. I wanted to get this out to you. It's, you know, things are moving so freaking fast, it makes your head spin. In the next few shows, you know, the destruction of America, because we're going to be discussing different, we're going to go into detail what this Agenda 21 involves, the different facets of it, and how it will change your life, how it will affect you, you know, your finances, your quality of life. I mean, one of the biggest things on Agenda 21 is they want to move all people out of rural areas, and they want to move them into the city, the inner cities, and put them into cracker box size apartments, because, you know, it's easier to track and control people when they're in a small space, and, you know, they're out in rural areas. They want to move all people out of the suburbs, the rural areas, into the inner cities. That's one of the big parts of Agenda 21. There's lots more, of course, but we'll get into all that stuff in future shows. Just how it's all going to play out, how it affects your future. So, God bless you, folks. Just look up, be vigilant. These false flags and terrorist attacks are going to start coming in more and more frequently now. They need a huge crisis to get this agenda all the way in. So, you know, look forward to seeing you next time. Take care and God bless.